In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 things I did to help me grow my graphic design business. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here, welcome to another episode of Wine and Design, where every Wednesday I sit down with you guys, talk about graphic design, share my client experiences, and also share with you all the things I'm learning about the graphic design industry. So I really hope you stick around and watch more videos because I love connecting with you guys. And I also post on Sundays, which are more lifestyle vlogs if you want to just hang out and bond on random things like Trader Joe's hauls or random Target trips. I'd love if you hang out with me then. But welcome to today's video. I'm super excited to sit down with you guys and talk about 5 things I have done to help me grow my graphic design business. I actually have made a video a long time ago, and I looked back at it like earlier today, and I honestly have grown so much since then. I have been in business officially full-time for about a year now, which doesn't really sound very long, but I feel like this year I have learned so much about things I would have done differently, things I've learned about my graphic design business, and just things I would love to share with you all if you're planning on going full-time, or maybe you're still doing this freelance and you're just have a side business, then these tips are really going to help you. So looking back at that video, it made me realize how far I've come, because now I'm living off this income as a graphic designer on my own, and I'm making more than I did when I'm at my 9-to-5 job, which is just every day I am like so just grateful for that and so happy that I'm able to do what I love to do and my passion every single day, and I want that for all of you as well. So that's my ultimate goal with these videos, is to help you get to that point too, and I have so much more growth to go, but I'm just very excited with all the things I've learned so far. So with that said, let's hop into my 5 tips on how to grow your graphic design business. Okay, these tips might be a little bit all over the place, but I honestly just brain dumped everything I could think of in my notes, so I'm just going to share with you all of them. Some might come before others, but here's my tips. So number 1 is to have a service-based mindset. This is something I kind of had to learn this past year because I was really worried about not making enough money as a graphic designer. I was worried that maybe some months I wouldn't get any clients, and I just kind of had, unfortunately, a little bit of like a fear and negative mindset going into the business. I knew that I would do whatever I had to do to make it work. That fear that I had pushed me into more of a selling mindset instead of a service-based mindset. And over the past 3 to 4 months, I really learned that understanding your audience and understanding how to serve them is so much more important than understanding truly how to like sell your services, because honestly, I'm not the best salesperson. I feel like I really try, but at the end of the day, my strengths are just connecting with my clients and building relationships and showing them how I can help them in a really positive and just exciting way. And honestly, the money just comes with it. And once I changed that mindset into service-based, I was able to, like I mentioned, build that rapport with my clients and build that word of mouth as well. And having that service-based mindset allows me to speak to them in a more kind of relatable way and understanding their pain points, which I'll get to at another point in this video. But having a service-based mindset is so important, and it'll show your clients that all the value you have to offer them and that they're actually comfortable and they trust you when having you design for their project. So definitely try and change your mindset into more of how can I serve my clients instead of how can I get the most money from this project. Okay, the second tip I have is to build your audience. Now, this is something that takes time. I feel like it's one of those things where you just have to be consistent with it and build the audience you want to build. But at the end of the day, we are in such a beautiful era in our world where we are able to use all the platforms that are available to us, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, your website, blogging. There's SEO things you can learn for Google. There's honestly endless amounts of ways to get yourself out there and to build your audience. So I would recommend really putting your focus into the areas that you're the most comfortable in. So if you're not the best at video, maybe look into writing for a blog or sharing blogs on your own website. Those alone are going to be super great at driving traffic into your website and overall building your audience. So for me, I've noticed a lot more growth once I started really listening to my audience, and that kind of goes into the first point I just gave about understanding your audience's pain points and making sure that you're knowing how to serve them. So once I really just opened my ears into listening to all of the things that my audience is talking about and speaking to those things and understanding how to communicate to them in a way where they're going to know, like, and trust me to the point where they're going to become part of my audience and stick around and eventually hire me for design work or even just purchase one of my courses. So building an audience takes time, and at the end of the day, you kind of have to build that audience rapport and make sure that you're gaining that trust from them by giving them free resources or building connections online through quick Instagram stories and showing your everyday life and relating on a different level. Ultimately, the number one thing you can do that will really help build your business and grow your business is humanizing your brand. Like, if you're going to be helping a brand become their brand identity, you have to have a brand identity yourself. And ultimately, that comes down to showing your brand personality and having your own personal brand that other people are attracted to. And that's one of the most beautiful things about our industry, is that there's a lot of designers out there. I never view it as competition because we're all so unique and we all have a different style to our designs. So make sure that you really play that up and figure out where you can really help them and what makes you stand out amongst the other designers. So building your audience is so important. I know I kind of got sidetracked there, but build your audience and make sure to do that through using those social media platforms, utilizing a blog on your website, or any other area where you feel the most comfortable and that you can be the most consistent on. If you're afraid that you're going to reach overwhelm, I highly recommend just finding 2 to 3 different platforms that you can be the most consistent on, and don't worry about the rest until you have maybe people on your team or more time. Don't stress yourself out by doing all of them unless you really want to, but definitely try and avoid the overwhelm by sticking to the ones you can be the most consistent and the best at. I will say for myself in my business right now, I have 2 days out of the week where I'm solely doing content. So I'm doing YouTube videos, I'm doing Pinterest pins, I'm doing Instagram posts, TikTok posts, but I have those 2 days to do all my content. So those are the days where I get ready, I get my makeup on, and I'm ready to film or create that content. And that's how I am right now building my audience and making sure I'm staying consistent with my posting. I also want to share this one tip about social media right now. Instagram is, you probably have noticed, it's kind of not dying, but it's definitely not the most popular platform that people are leaning towards. Right now, TikTok is the easiest way to really grow your following. So what I would recommend doing is making original content for TikTok, repurposing that for your Instagram and repurposing that for your Pinterest and your YouTube shorts. And at the end of the day, that'll avoid a lot of overwhelm for you as well. I just want to mention about TikTok, just to give you guys some inspiration and motivation to get on there, I started at 300 followers on TikTok, and within 1 week, I got up to 1,500 followers. So that's just proof of how powerful it is to grow and grow quickly. So I honestly mentally think about it as TikTok is creating that really quick short form connections with your audience, driving them to your Instagram where you can have those conversations in DMs and build that connection with them more, which then Instagram can send them to your website, which can then result in leads. So building that audience takes a lot of nurturing and speaking to them, connecting with them, and sharing as much as you can, because like Gary Vee always says, jab, 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 right hook, which I've mentioned quite a few times, but that means give, and then sell. So definitely recommend looking into all the platforms you can get on without getting too overwhelmed, because there's so many out there, I know. But I just want to share that because it was really crazy to me how quickly I was able to grow and continue to grow on there. Okay, the next tip I have is to find your target audience's pain points. I mentioned this a few times already, but making sure that you're figuring out what your audience is struggling with and telling them how you can help them with that. So I do want to mention, I know you've probably heard about niching down so many times at this point, but I do want to share with you from personal experience how niching down has really helped me grow my business. And I will still stick to my point of not rushing into a niche, because ultimately you're never going to really know what you enjoy doing until you try it. So in the beginning, I said yes to so many different opportunities, so many different projects, and I was able to figure out that my passion also lies in wellness and health and beauty things like lashes, eyebrows, all that kind of stuff. Like, I genuinely love that, and I feel like I connect with those brands way more than I do with like a realtor brand or a construction company. That's just what I felt more drawn to. And once I was really able to like connect with the people that own those businesses and hear their pain points, I was able to speak to those pain points on my website, on my social media, and serve them much better in a way that's actually directed at the pain points they're going through. So what I would recommend doing is, if you're just starting off, definitely taking on as many projects as you can so you can learn and grow and gain that experience that you need. But figuring out, just absorbing all those conversations you have with your target audience, writing them down, literally just pull out notes on your phone, write down all the things that they mentioned that they're struggling with, and figure out a way to add that to your package and speak to those target audiences directly speak to those pain points, because that is going to help you grow so much. It's helped me a lot. I know that the wellness clients I am going after, they need a lot of help with social media sometimes. So that's what I provide in my branding package, is I give them complimentary social media templates, and that has helped me so much. Okay, my next tip is something that I had to learn as I just started my business and as I started learning the different things I need to know, and that is to set yourself up legally. Legally, there's so many things that you have to do, like getting your business license. For me, I do have an LLC. I am small enough to just handle that right now, and that does protect me. That does protect my personal assets, so I'm not mixing the two, and I'm not going to go too far into the legal aspects because I'd love to have a lawyer or someone come on my channel and give more specific, concrete tips on that in that area. But definitely look into setting up an LLC to protect yourself, because that's very important. And unfortunately, there are tough clients out there, and you're going to be very grateful that you have some protection for your business. But on top of having a business license, it's important to make sure that you have your contracts ready, that you have your proposals ready. That way you can focus on the areas that you're really great at, which is the designing part, and you don't have to worry too much about the legal aspects. So I actually do sell my contracts. I'll leave a link down below. My link is always down below. I do sell my contracts, and I'm about to actually update that. Every time I update the contract, I will send everyone that's purchased the updated version. So if you purchase, definitely be sure to check your emails occasionally, because I will be sending updates on those. But that's the thing, and that's something I want to share, is that my contract is constantly updated. Every client experience I have, I learn something new, which occasionally means that I have to update my contract and learn different things that I need to add in there. So definitely check out that contract if you need a good starting point. There's also some free ones online that you could check out, but my contract is built over time from client experiences. So check that out, but definitely set yourself up legally so you don't have to stress about that halfway through the year of being full-time in your business, or even as a freelancer. It's so important to have those legal documents to protect yourself, and if you ever have to reference that back, at least you'll have something that you can legally have signed by your clients. My last tip is to take care of your finances and stay on top of your finances. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, I was really nervous when starting my business that I wasn't going to make enough money and that it would just be a little bit of a risk. And honestly, at the end of the day, starting your own business and going off on your own is always a risk. But for me, it was the perfect time to take that risk. And I knew that no matter what, I would learn and I would be able to grow from it. So I didn't have that fear of failure. I mean, of course, I kind of did, but I knew at the end of the day that I'm young enough that if I fail, I can figure it out and just continue to grow from there. But one of the things that I have kind of had to learn the hard way is that running your own business requires a lot of project management, business management, which also entails taxes and making sure that your finances are taken care of. So I recently, within the past couple weeks, actually hired a bookkeeper to go into my QuickBooks every quarter, actually once a month, and he's going to organize and reconcile all of my expenses and make sure that I'm having all my tax write-offs uploaded, all the things that I need to organize and stay on top of. I did decide to hire that out because ultimately I want to spend all my time doing the things that I know I'm good at, which is doing the designs, and even the client communication is an area where I feel like I strive in, and I just don't strive in the finances area of my business. So I did outsource that. I'm super happy so far by doing that, but I do recommend figuring out how to manage your finances early on because you don't want to waste your time trying to figure that out and stress yourself out every week about figuring out how much to pay yourself and how much money you're making this month. Make sure that you have your goals, that you have it all organized, and that you potentially outsource to somebody that can organize and reconcile your expenses because, you know, we don't get taught that in school sometimes, and it's definitely an area that I'm still continuing to learn, and I hope I can learn from this bookkeeper that I hired. So those are just 5 quick tips that I have learned over this past year. There's so many more. I'm gonna make a lot more videos on this topic because I haven't officially hit my 1-year mark. Once I do, when I hit my 1-year mark in being in business, I will make a big video on all the things I've learned. But those are just 5 tips that I wanted to share with you all on how to really grow your business if you're new or if you're freelancing or if you want to take your business full time. I really hope that those help you. As always, I have free resources down below. I have a free training and a free website process guide right down below if you want to check out some more and learn a bit more before my next video. Definitely check those out. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I will definitely be in the comments answering them. But thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go enjoy this wine and relax for the rest of the evening. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. And I will see you guys in my next video.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, had to reach for the city lights. This ain't where I